Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Miko. And I am so happy to be spending this brief period of time with you guys on a Monday, a rainy Monday here in Mullins, South Carolina. Actually, y'all, it's been raining like every single day, which is good for us gardeners, right? Because God is taking care of our water. He's taking care of our land. It saves us a lot of money. But oh my goodness, it's just like every day. It's really raining. But that's for that. So we have, for those of you who do not know that are joining me for the first time, I am running for mayor of Mullins, South Carolina, and 99 days, I think. 99 days, I think, that are left to the campaign. So things are just starting to get geared up. I appreciate when I see you guys on the street, the love that I'm receiving. I really thank you all for that. And I'm ready to get to work. And I told everybody, I said, when you see me, don't say congratulations, say work, sis. And you guys are saying that work, sis. So we're ready to work. Putting together a campaign team of people that love Mullins and are super excited for our campaign. So there's going to be a whole lot more to come. And what I plan to do each week on Monday is to talk to you about kind of what's going on with the campaign, what are the hot topics around town, and all that jazz. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read my notes. And then, of course, as always, I'm going to bring up my comments. Please comment. Let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything that I'm discussing that you're like, Miko, what about this? What about that? Where do you stand on this? Or, let's make this as engaging back and forth as we can. So, y'all, last week I introduced my idea of EV charging stations to you in Mullins. And where that came from was I told the story of how I was traveling to New Jersey one time, and this guy's car told him to pull over at the rest stop um, in order to get a charge. And he was telling me about all different kind of charges that are available. So my idea is that let's get an EV charging station right here in Mullins. It's going to be a requirement sooner. Soon is going to be a requirement because there's a whole long story about why gas guzzlers are not good for our environment. They're actually not good for the security of our country, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to know is that electronic vehicles are on the rise. And here's another wonderful thing is I talk about how Mullins is positioned right in between Myrtle Beach, which is like the fastest growing city in South Carolina, and Florence, which has received a deal to build and hire folks for EV battery chargers. So EV battery chargers are actually going to be manufactured right here in the PD, right? And we know folks from all over the country are getting off of 95, and when they get off of 95, they're trying to make it to Myrtle Beach. Let's bring them to Mullins. Let's entertain them. Let's get them to try out our local businesses, right? So here's the thing the cars will tell them where to go. And a couple of you have corrected me because you said last week after I brought that to the table, I got a couple phone calls. And I think somebody who was on last week actually commented too about the charging station that is at Hardee's across from Walmart. So there are some charging stations here in Marion County. They're at Hardee's across from Walmart, but ain't nothing there. They can go to Hardee's and take a chance across the street and go to Taco Bell. So everybody, the people I've been talking to some small businesses. They love the idea of having people cars bring them to Mullins, and the sooner the better, right? Because we don't want other folks to beat us to the punch. We want them to come here and for that to be one of our staples. And then we can show them our wonderful hospitality. So I'm just curious as what you guys think as you think about it. Electronic vehicle charging stations in our city. and what you think about how that would help us. Okay, so if you have any ideas, let me know. And if you have any ideas on where you think would be a great place to put it, hey, let us just know. Okay. I do want to talk about some stuff that's going to be coming up in upcoming weeks, and that is around housing. A few people from the housing who live in the housing authority have reached out to me and have made me aware of some of those situations that my team is currently looking into or currently investigating. So we'll be coming back to you all on that to see if we can help even before I become mayor. Okay, I done said it, right? So I'm speaking in the affirmative. We got work to do. We got work to do, but we're going to do this together. Okay. A couple other people also reached out about home repair programs, and and there are a couple that I'm aware of. So my team is also looking into that, and as soon as we get that information available, we will be. I'll be sharing it on Mondays with Miko. So one thing I want to be clear on: by no means am I or the organization that I'm on sabbatical from, Pick 42 Foundation, the end all be all. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I do now, and that's not what I will do as mayor. But we are the connectors, right? So when there's resources that are available to our city, we're going to make those connections for people in our city. Okay, so that's what Pick 42 Foundation does every day. We we focus on food, fitness, and fun, right? You guys know about the food work we do. Hopefully, you know about the fitness work. We have 2 exercise classes every week, and then the fun, we bring fun to everything, right? But when people come to us for other needs, we're able to connect them to resources to get access to those other resources. So, as I'm in the campaign, it's great because I'm getting an opportunity to talk to people in the community and really to find out, like what the pulse of the community is. So, in housing, remember my platform is 3 things. It's economic development. That's where the electronic vehicle battery charging stations come in at. It's housing, because we need housing. We need low income housing. We need affordable housing, and we need housing for working families. It's an utmost imperative. And city beautification, right? So, though that is my platform, and also it's near and dear to me. And I'm gonna talk to you a little bit later after my guest speaker, because y'all got a guest speaker today. I don't want to keep her waiting too long. But I'll talk to you a little bit about it's supporting our local businesses. I want to have a conversation with you guys about where you feel about supporting our local businesses, and I'm kind of want to explain to you why I think it's so important, even if we have to pay just a little bit more. Coming up soon, you know what? I'll get to that. I'll get to that. A bunch of you guys are asking me who's running against me. I don't know. Filing starts August 1st. So filing starts Thursday this week and it runs to the 15th. So after the 15th of August, we will know exactly who's running against me, and then the race will be on. Because trust and believe, my team, we're getting geared up, we are ready. And it's not, I don't want to say that we're running against any particular person. What we're running for is we're running for 2 things. Remember, I shared with you guys, I'm gonna bring it up again. I shared with you guys this post last week. Leadership means planting the seeds of trees whose shades you won't be able to enjoy. I love that quote because that quote epitomizes Robert L. Woodbury, our current mayor. And I can't wait. He's actually going to be on next week. We're going to be showing you some things that he has in the works. So he's planted those seeds, but he won't be able to see the shade, right? Not as mayor because he's decided that he's not running, but he planted the seeds. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware of those seeds that Robert L. Woodbury has planted, and then those things that we're going to do together, right? So I'm not running um, to be for anything for I don't want to say for myself. Let me see how I can put those into words. I'm running for us. When I say I want to be the people's voice, that's exactly what I want to be. And we have work to do. Okay. So it doesn't matter who the competitors are. It really doesn't. Right. We put out the platform. You're going to be able, you have an important decision to make, and then we got to do it. We got to do it. So without any further ado, let me kind of cue up my guest speaker for today, who is a near and dear friend of mine. But one of the things that I put out as my campaign platform was a young entrepreneur commission. And what did I want to do with the Young Entrepreneur Commission is I've been meeting some amazing young people that have started their own businesses. A young woman, her name is Ty, and she makes tumblers and she makes puzzles, and it's something that she wanted to do. And hopefully, I'm gonna have her. I talked to her mom. I'm hoping to have her on the show one time so you can hear directly from a young entrepreneur. There's another young lady. Her name is Madison, and she's a farmer, and she has customers. And I'm just so excited and proud of the work that little Madison has done. I said, us as a community, we need to be doing more to support our young entrepreneurs. All right. So I put that out there. And Cynthia, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce her and then we'll start talking. But I am bringing to the stage my friend, Cynthia O. Ford.
Hello.
Hello, Cynthia. She just had Cynthia. But let me tell you about Cynthia. I got a little typo in my name. Cynthia is so much. You have so many layers, honey. You're an author. You're in the military. You own businesses. You write $1 million grants, $2 million grants. You do so much. You do so much. So can you just give us 3, 4 sentences about Cynthia O'Ford? What makes you you?
Well, Cynthia O. Ford, as of right now, yes, I am serving in the capacity of an author and I'm a literacy coach. I also write for businesses, grant writing, as well as provide articles for a few magazine companies within the area. I still serve in the military, in the Air Force. I've been in for a couple of years. I have a few more years to go before I retire from the Air Force. And that's who I am at the moment.
That's everything. I
Mm.
just love it, right? Because you're my Swiss Army knife. You have so many different pieces that work. So I was super excited when you said, Miko, Young Entrepreneurs Commission. I already wrote something up,
Mm-hmm.
and I read it. You submitted it to me, and it is perfect. And it's really exactly what I think we need for our young people in Mullins. Can you talk to us just at a high level what your proposal was all about and how it came to
Yes.
be?
Okay. So a few years ago, I've worked with a couple of young people, and just for those who don't know my as far as my background, I used to work with the Department of Juvenile Justice. And as of last year, I resigned to pursue writing full time. So I served 15 years with the Department of Juvenile Justice, with the last title being County Director for Marion County. And I also served in Dillon County as well for a period of time. But when I finished college at Coastal Carolina University, my major was psychology, but I always wanted to be able to tap into working with youth in some way. And I began to teach in Aubrey County, and then in Marion County, and then in Pamplico, then transition to the Department of Juvenile Justice. But from my work with youth, I wanted to be able to show the positive side of working with at risk youth, but as well as tapping into the strengths and the powers of each youth and letting them understand that the place that they are right now at their current age, that they can contribute to their community. So wanted to be able to encourage them to discover who they are at an early age, so that won't impact them when it comes to bullying behaviors and low self-esteem and targeting those type of issues, because they'll understand who they are, but they'll be able to pour out into the community and understand how to connect with their peers in a different way.
I love it. I love it. And so, because in doing that, it's how God has a plan for everybody,
Right.
you know. And I really feel that some people just are born with, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. And
Right.
so the sooner and the earlier we can foster those skill sets in our youth, it's gonna be better outcomes for them,
That's true.
because as I've owned and own to this day several businesses.
Right.
And it takes me about 5 years to get those businesses to the point where instead of me putting money in, I'm getting money out.
Right.
So imagine if we could, if somebody's starting at 15,
Hmm.
by the time their business is really thriving and hitting the ground, they're 20.
That's
That's
right.
awesome. That's
That,
revenue right back into our community. Tax dollars,
right.
housing that they're going to buy, goods that they're going to be able to buy, people they can hire.
That's true. That is true. And I begin to tell people that even at the age that they are now, they can begin working on that skill, and it can be something lucrative where they can save up, learn to invest, and just tap into a different way of thinking.
Yes, and we're here to talk about the Young Entrepreneurs Commission. I'm gonna just take a quick little sidebar for a second because I talk to people all the time that have a record, right? And they can't pass a background check to work here or to work there. And I
Hmm.
tell them all the time, start a business for yourself.
Right.
Nobody can stop you.
Hmm.
If you own your own business, you're your own boss.
That's right.
No, and you can't be judged for your past. But that's something different. Let's go back to youth. So talk to me about the Young Entrepreneur Commission that you envision. How
Okay.
long does that program run? And
Okay.
for what ages?
Okay. So what I've done was curate a program for preteens up to teens, and I actually did do a model with a group of young people in Marion County in person, and then the following year I did a virtual format. And the program does well with basic understanding for 8 weeks. With the entrepreneurship portion of it, it can take longer, 12 weeks. And then I think for a better understanding, it would be better to have a semester of the program. And what it does, each week youth are given some knowledge with the entrepreneurship platform, but they're also building upon things that will help build them up as a person. So I believe in building you up from the inside out, because as you begin to become a better person, you'll be a phenomenal entrepreneur, and you'll know how to work well with other people and having that strong foundation. But with each week, it is topics such as public speaking, for example, and they'll be learning the different types of public speaking that they'll already be exposed to in high school as well as college, but they will practice those things. They'll also have interviewing techniques by being interviewed by other people. They'll also participate in other forms of basic understanding of business. So having that knowledge of discovering what is it that I can contribute. And research as well, researching what it takes to establish that business um, now, and what are the steps as far as like the legal form of establishing that business, the license, locally throughout the state, as well as checking federally to make sure that that name is not taken. Being able to tap into other ways of designing their logos or paying someone else to do their logos, and just making sure that the business they choose is a business that will actually flourish in our area. And they can also model and partner with other businesses in the area. So each week they're learning a different portion of the curriculum, and then at the final portion of this business model, they will have a business pitch competition. And with the business pitch competition, they were
Oh, wait,
already
wait,
given.
wait, 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 wait. So we'll come back to the pitch because I have just questions swarming in my head.
Okay.
One, everything you said about creating your business and starting a business, I got adults that ask me that question every day.
Hmm.
So imagine we
Hmm.
have our youth, and so to qualify to get into the program, they have to express something. I'm thinking, I mean,
Right.
we're going to design this together as a community. So we
Hmm.
want your feedback. If you're listening, we want you to put comments in.
Hmm.
Cynthia came to the table with something that she was already working on. And
Hmm.
again, I'm not one to believe that we should reinvent the wheel. So when I'm mayor, the Young Entrepreneurship Commission is already, Cynthia already has the roadmap, right? Let's
Hmm.
just capitalize on it. But are you thinking, because we'll get back to the competition,
Hmm.
but are you thinking there should be some qualifications? Because it's not for everybody, right? Like
No, it's
everything,
not.
like Madison has a passion,
Right.
Ty has a passion. Like these young women have told me that this is my business and I
Right.
want to do this.
Right. And you know, the when I designed the curriculum, it wasn't meant to be for everyone because the same as adults. You know, every adult cannot flourish in entrepreneurship either. You know, there are adults that are meant to do other things, and so you who has a passion to own a business should have, you know, and it was an application process for
Okay.
them to be a part of the program. You know, screening their application, so we'll know if they're a good fit for the program if it is indeed something that they would desire to do and if they'll be committed to doing that you know, that program because
I
it for one it's after school and during the summer.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Man. Okay, so now at the end of the program, you said there's a competition. Talk to me about
Right.
that.
So the business pitch competition and what happened previously when we were going to do the competition, we got hit with COVID, and so we couldn't do a, you know, an in-person competition as we had we wanted to do. But with that, tapping into adults, business owners within the community to be judges, as well as the economic development team here in the county to be a part of the judging team. So what they will be judging is based off of the model that we, you know, provided with them, what they've learned during this week. If they're able to present their business within that short period of time with their elevator speech, they will also win an award. So the top three will win an award with that business pitch competition, which includes them, you know, paying for their local business license and paying for their logo, as well as them being recognized in the local paper and magazines. So just the notary of that and having the community aware of what we have, and just, you know, encouraging the youth to go for it now.
Wow. Well, I just put a comment out there. Does anybody have any questions for Cynthia? Oh, one, I thank you so much for, one, paying attention to my platform, and two, saying, I got you, sis. Already did it, done it.
Absolutely, yes.
I love it. That's how we're going to move forward together as a community, you know?
Exactly. Sure. I
So
like
it's
writing
like,
curriculum, and that curriculum was just sitting there because I began to do some other things, but you know, it kept my eyes on that curriculum. I'm like, okay, here, you know, we can possibly use this. So,
not possibly, definitely, definitely, because Mullins has so much opportunity, so many things. Like, I have the whole thing. I tell you guys that our future is so bright, we have to wear shades, and that is true. And we can't leave anybody out,
right.
and but we don't have to do it all. Like, your city council and your mayor, there's a role for them, but
Hmm.
then there's a role for others,
Right.
so we don't have to do it all. But the one thing, I'm promising you all that we're going to have a young entrepreneur commission, and so we're going to have a young entrepreneur commission. And thank you so much. Is there any questions? Any questions for Cynthia? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I see you got a bunch of thumbs up.
Okay.
So yes, I mean it's awesome. It really is awesome. Is there anything else that you think we should share with the folks now about your
Well,
vision, young
I don't
entrepreneur?
want people to think of young people as people for tomorrow because they're here now. And I think that we should build the young people up, you know, where they are. And that was one of the reasons why I wrote my last book, which is based on the thoughts of teenagers. I never wanted to forget, you know, what a thought pattern is for a young person because I work with young people. So just wanting them to know that they're heard, they're seen, just acknowledging them and just encouraging them. So don't just push them off and say, oh, you're for tomorrow. No, you're for right now. Yes, focus on your education and, you know, live as a child, but there is another platform that
Oh no. I think I just lost her. Cynthia, you there? You went black. We can't see you. Oh my goodness. Well, I just posted Ronette thinks that the program is wonderful. I'm trying to hold out a minute, see if Cynthia comes back. I posted some comments there so you can see where you can order Cynthia O's books. So let's definitely be supportive. I'm gonna go ahead and if I see her backstage, I'll bring her back on. You could definitely be supportive of Cynthia. Virginia says hello. Supportive of Cynthia. You can order one of her books, and it's on her website. So hopefully, I was just thrilled when she came to me and told me that she had a young entrepreneurship program already written, and I read it, y'all. It's awesome. It's going to be great for our young entrepreneurs. So if you have anybody you think that would be a good candidate for the Young Entrepreneur Program during my campaign, I would love it if you guys could send me a message through any of those social media outlets, or you can also text me. Oh, it's like I gotta get my. Um, you go to my website, www.mikoformayor.com, or you can also text me and say, hey, look, Little Johnny would be great for that program. And my number, wait, I'm getting it, hold on a second, is 803-900-4628. In fact, let me go ahead and put it here because you can use this number to reach me for anything. 4628. There you go. So that is my number, and I am so grateful that Cynthia was able to join us today and talk about the young entrepreneurship. And again, anybody like preteen to teens would be a good fit for this program, and we would just like to work on everything collaboratively together as a community. So if you have ideas or you have teens, preteens that you think that would be good, let us know. And before the campaign is over, we do want to have a listening session. Oh, I see Cynthia. She's back in the green room. I'll let her get her camera together. Then I'll bring her on to close out that segment. But so, any other questions for Cynthia? Let me see. Virginia says she has her book. Listen, I buy her books for all my grandkids. I might as well just create a Cynthia O. Ford library around here. But yeah, and so to get her book, her books, she's written multiple. www.cynthia-o.com. And I see I'm gonna bring her back to stage. There you are.
Yeah, I think I made the other video may still be on.
Let me remove it. Hold on. How about that? We're good?
Okay, that's better.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I was just telling everybody that I was just so grateful that you were able to come on as my special guest today. The segment was awesome. I'm looking forward to the Young Entrepreneur Commission. One, us winning this race. So we got work to do, right? But winning
Absolutely.
this race and then taking it forward to the people and not leaving anybody out whatsoever at all, especially our young people. So
Absolutely.
just so grateful for you,
Thank you.
because
Thank
you
you
could
for
have kept
having
it
me
with
as
you.
well.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I will be in touch. I see you
Thank
almost
you.
every day. Thank
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. All right. So I just have a few things I want to close on. Wasn't she awesome? Wasn't she awesome? I'm just so we have such great talent in Mullins, right? So let's cultivate our talent. Let's be stronger together. It's time to register to vote, right? It's definitely, please take pulse in your household to see if there's anybody in your household that's not currently registered to vote. You need to register in order to vote. If you moved into the city and last time you voted, you were living outside of the city, you have to change your address. You can change your address online. You can give us a call. We can help you, or you can go up to the voter registration office, or you can come see me, and me or my team will have forms for you. Um, because the power is in your hands. If we want to change our community, if we want to work together, if we want to see Robert L. Woodbury's vision complete, then we need to vote. And so now's the time when we get ready. Um, next, is it next week? No, not next week. Week after next, I'm gonna have Kendra Fling. And Kendra Fling, her topic is the absentee ballots, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to have a serious discussion about what has been happening in Marion County with absentee ballots, her experience, sprinkling a little bit of my experience. But Kendra has just been doing some groundbreaking work in terms of uncovering the issues and the cheating that happens around absentee ballots. So we want you all to be fully aware whether your vote is actually counting and who you can trust and who you should not trust. So I think that in 2 weeks, when you hear Kendra Fling's story about absentee ballots, to some of us, it's going to be like, yeah, we knew that. But to others, it's going to blow your mind. And so, in that respect, it's definitely time for change. If we want to make sure that we are in charge of our destiny and the destiny of our children, then we got to take our vote into our hand. So I have her. Next week, right after I file, I am blessed to have Robert L. Woodbury, who is going to be on Mondays with Miko. And he is going to give you guys an update. I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions about what he's done as mayor, what his vision is. So you'll be able to hear directly from him. And then if you have any questions for him, he'll be on to take those questions. And that is next Monday on Mondays with Miko at 6 o'clock. I have Robert L. Woolbury. So really, really excited about that. And, Mullins is, I keep saying, there's so much great that's happening in Mullins. And our people, Mullins people are on the worldwide stage, y'all. Worldwide. Let's start with Pastor Eartha Edwards at the Stellar Awards. I cannot wait to watch the show this weekend. She just graced that stage, graced out Las Vegas, and just, I don't know, she just made me super proud. And she made the top dress list, y'all. You know how hard it is to make the top dress list at a Las Vegas or Los Angeles event? Super hard. And pastor, she's the pastor of Harvest Time right here in Mullins. She lives in Marion County and she's doing big things on a worldwide stage. I'm praying that she won. We'll find out. We'll find out. Michael Finkley, I can't be more proud of him. He has a single that's out, his marketing company, his communications company. Seems like every time I turn around, he has a new podcast going on, and he's all over this country. So I'm very proud of him, and he's local to Mullins. And then we all know our Xavier Leggett. Every single time, you can't help but to be proud of Xavier Leggett. I go to the stretch zone, stretch, to be stretched, and at the stretch zone, the guy asked me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Mullins." He said, "Oh, Xavier Leggett's hometown." What? It just came straight out of his mouth, right? And I'm like, "Well, do you know Mullins?" No, no. I'm a fan of the Panthers, and I'm a fan of Xavier Leggett, and I love to meet him. I was like, "Yes, that is so awesome." So Mullins and has had great things come out of Mullins. Great things are still coming out of Mullins. People are doing great things, and let's be sure to elevate our people, right? And so when you see them, shout them out. When you see messages about them, share it. It does us great because those three individuals specifically, Xavier Leggett, Pastor Eartha Edwards, and Michael Finkley, when they go to other places, they take Mullins with them. They're representing Mullins. So that is super, 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 super awesome, right? So we can't go wrong with that. Um, so I think that's it. Let me look at my list real quick. Just want to remind everybody, it takes money to run a campaign. I hate to ask those questions, but we need it, right? We need it. There's a lot of things that have to happen. So if you could donate, www.mikoformayor.com. We appreciate you. And I will be back next Monday, same time, same place, live Facebook. I got a couple comments, I think. Live on Facebook. Oh yes, Michael Finkley's on the Fink Fam. It's going to be a great conversation with the mayor next week. I am so excited, so excited. So if you guys have any pre-questions that you said, Miko, you got to ask the mayor this. Hit us this up. I'll make sure I get those things asked from him. Um, but let's continue to lift each other up because we are stronger together, y'all. I'll see you next week.